Alrighty, welcome back. I've done a little bit of work. We're over here this morning going for it. I've got the round rod which I had a problem with yesterday. I persevered though. I just kept going until I had it. And it's funny how it went so quick the second time as the first time. Just had to remind myself what I was going for. But I got the round rod welded in here. You can see on the top side where I've welded it on there. I burnt my primer off a little bit. I'm going to have to go in there and sand that off and feather that back off. And that is going to be a little bit of work. It is. No, it's actually going to be quite a bit of work to feather that primer all off there, but I've got it welded in there nice. I've got the two ends there. I've welded a little point on there so I can shove it in. Basically, right at the present moment, what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure everything fits. I had everything loose before. I've got these bars in here. I've got them tightened up on the firewall now. I went inside and tightened them up. Now I'm just trying to make everything so it fits. So basically what I have to do is I've got these tight now. I've got this bar tight down here now. I've got to put the piece we made for the front. Got to put that in to see if everything fits. I'm shoving this piece on and off. The shaker part, I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. There were some good suggestions Jolene said about mounting the shaker to this piece, and that way there would always be centered. That's a great idea. But for now, I'm going to leave it where it's at. It's just sitting there. And what I am doing is I'm applying everything tight so I can see if it's all going right. Basically, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm making everything fit the way it should. And that way there, I'm getting a true read on everything. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to fit everything or put everything on there. I'm going to have to take these pieces back off. I got to make some round rod for around this edge here. I'm going to go round rod around there, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to poke it through the firewall just like I did here. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. I was going to do something though. I just lost my brain. Oh, I want a pair of channel locks. I see that my square tubing that I tightened up is not straight, and I want to straighten it. I had a pair of channel locks right here. I lost them already. Just want to turn this a little bit. There we go. Oh, it's turned up like that. Just want to turn that straight so it sits flush. Alrighty. So what I've got going on here is when I put the round rod in, I cut the two ends. I made them long. And what I did is, you can see how it's welded on there. I welded all the way around the edge. It looks good. Looks actually fantastic. So what I've done is I've drilled two holes in the cowl there so I can stick that in there and it sits nice. So basically right now, what I need, or what I'm going for, is I've got this piece sitting in here and I'm trying to get it sitting on the square tubing, which I have, coming down the back side. I'm just eyeing everything up and see if it's sitting right. Looks good. Looks really good. Remember the shaker is not exactly where it's supposed to be. It's just sitting there. But now what I have is I have these pieces in here. They're not bolted down or anything, but that's where I got to get to. Just watch that piece behind there, sweetheart. But first what I want to do is I want to make sure you can see how this piece is lying down. So I want to do the exact same thing I done there and do it there, but I'll bring the round rod around here, weld it along here, drill my hole down here, and make sure that that comes up nice and flush with that on both sides. We're laying down on that side and laying down on that side. Also, I'm kind of a little bit nervous. Not nervous, but I drilled the hole for this, for the actuator to come up through. Not sure if I had everything tight and right before I did that. That goes down in there like so. And I'm thinking I'd like to have that up there tight like that. Come take a look from the front, sweetheart. You can more or less see what it's going to look like if you open the hood up. That's what it's going to look like. We're going to have a nice, but this is the issue right here. I like how this is up here nice and flush, but this is down there. I got to get that up like so. And I want to get that one up like so. So a piece of round rod, drill a hole just like I did that. This will have to be bolted down and put our actuator in. Yes, it will. Alrighty. Also, yesterday, a friend of ours came in, Jared Snare. He's really big into the LS. Yeah, he's big into the LS. He sells engines, transmissions, whatever you think you need to get your project going. He probably has it. He's close by. Dane suggested to call him for the manifolds, and that's what I did. I called Jared for some manifolds. So we got some manifolds here over on the floor, and while I take them pieces off, you're going to get to see if the manifolds are going to work or not. I had a person come in off of, we have a thing called Facebook Marketplace. I'm really happy about the way that came out. That came out very nice, that did. We have this piece. We have a place called Facebook Marketplace, and there was a guy on there that had some shorty headers. I tried them on, they would not fit, not even close. So it was a bit of an issue. I'm tongue-tied because we got a lot to do today. Me and Jolene are going to go look at a what is it called? An English Ford. We're going to go look at an English Ford. It's reasonably priced. It's in bare metal, and we're going to go look at it. So I'm going to get a little bit done here. We'll get some round rod on this. We'll do the round rod trick again. But for your very eyes, we're going to try on the manifolds and see if they work. Have not tried that yet, and I'm kind of hoping they do. And the one I'm thinking that has to really work is the one on the driver's side. Not sure if the guard is, or the heat shield is going to matter any, but let's try it on. Yay. Wow. I didn't think I'd have an issue in this, but it does look like I'm going to have an issue with an exhaust. I'm going to have an issue, it looks like. My steering box. Can't get that down in there like that. I was going to come up from underneath, but yay! Yeah, that's going to be try it again and again and again until you really see. Heat shield is stopping me. Just seems like it should go down in there. It just won't go down through there, will it? Well, that's got me kerflussled. It doesn't look as I'm going to take that heat shield off. Just for... because... Excuse me, sweetheart. I'm not sure if they'll come off or not. Easy or hard or what. See what happens. I'm thinking I got lucky with that, but looks like a smaller distance there than what. It's not a bad looking manifold. Looks to be in really good shape, actually. This spark plug in the way. Maybe I have to take the spark plugs out to get it in. Let's take a spark plug out, see if I can get it in there. Not sure if there's size of spark plugs are in that. Small ones. Right from making you're seeing me right in the process right here, right now. Right from going for the round tubing to going for the manifold. My ratchet. It's a close spot there, but I didn't think I'd have that much of an issue with it. Hoping this lets me down by. Not on my mic. Jolene's got an eye on me. Jolene's looking amazing today. She always looks amazing. Looks like the plug was burning good. Looks like it was burning good. That's a good thing. Now, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Don't look good, does it? It don't look good. Just not going to work. It don't look like it's going to. That down there is not helping me any either. This piece right here. Looks like it can come off. See if we can't get to the old air on it. See if we take it off. Because it could be pointed anyways, anywhere when I put it in. Yeah. extension on that bad boy. Nope. See that, did you? I'm going for it, baby. I'm going for it. Trying to work that bad boy on there. And a piece of aluminum pipe here. Stick on the end of that. Beat that off. Trying to plug her in, I was. Hammer. Myself a hammy. Got some penetrating fluid I should put on it too, maybe. I don't know if that stuff works that fast or not, but we can go for it. Doesn't look good for the manifold. Doesn't look good, does it? Doesn't look good. Does not look good. Oh, she's going to twist off. Try the air again. Can't hold it and put in the vise, I suppose. Put in the vise, I suppose. Come on, baby. Looks like that's toasted. Wow, that's see how I cure things? Didn't really cure it, but getting it out of my way. Doesn't look like. Yeah. Wow. Ouch! Ow! Yow! Yeah, that's about where it needs to go. Just a hole there. What's that, I wonder? What's that, sweetheart? A bolt must have fell off. That's what I'm saying it was. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to search around for some different exhaust manifolds. I might even have to make one. Who knows? But I know I've got a plate right there that fits the head. Well, what I'm going to say is that's not good. Down too low, isn't it? Alrighty, you've seen it. I've got exhaust manifold problems. It kind of stuck out. It goes on there straight, and we're not going to get it because it's... Whew. Yeah. That's got me in a whole different ball game, that does. I'm going to be hard to get focused on the round rod, knowing that, because it's just going to be hard to get focused. Alrighty, I got some round rod to put on that. I can't cry over that spilt milk right at the present moment. I'm going to check this side out, actually. I'm going to take this side off. Excuse me, sweetheart. You see what I did with that? I'm going to take this side. I have to do both sides, so I might as well take this side off. I'm going to put the spark plug back in. Yes, I am. Oh, spark plug went back in easy. That's nice. Good enough. Off to the other side. I'm going to put this right behind you. I'm going to turn off the air because that's not what I want here. Turn the air off. And I'll try the passenger side manifold on and see what happens there. Yeah, so I've had two different... I've had the shorty headers. I tried on it, it did not work. So basically what it's telling me is, it's telling me my exhaust has to run. I can't have something that's running down. When I look at my headers, I can't have something that's running down because it affects air. I'm going to have something that runs straight, sort of straight back and down. Like, you know, straight back like this. This one can come down, obviously, but this one here has to come on top of this. It can't come down and back because it will not work. So I'm just going to have to keep that in mind when I'm looking for something. I'm going to take this side off. I've got everything in place, I guess. The square tubing's tight in place. I thought the manifolds would fit right on there, you know that? There's a hurdle I'm going to have to jump. So I'm going to have to be on the search for something like that. And that's always hard when you're if you're buying stuff that you don't know whether it fits or not, because that's how I got the guy on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. That's how why he was selling his headers, because he bought them and they did not work. So, you know, now I know. Alrighty, we'll set this over here for a second. Going to bend some round rod for that yet, right around there. In just a minute, I want to try another exhaust manifold on this side. And there it is right there. Do I want to take the shield off it? Take the shield off it so I can see what's going on. What's that, sweetheart? I'm in a kerfuffle this morning, aren't I? What? I'm taking right off where I left off yesterday. In a kerfuffle. The air's off, boys. The air's off. I just shut it off. I can't put... Now, for that now we're hitting again, right here. We're on there, but we're hitting. And it's not bad down there. That wouldn't be too bad. And that shield probably is making a hit. Alrighty, I'm saying that one probably could work. When I take the shield off, I'd have a little bit of distance. So obviously, yeah, the shield's stuck out there, probably like a quarter of an inch, half an inch probably. It's stuck out there. So this one would probably work on this side. Goes down by the frame in the back, nice. Well, that tabs are a little bit in the way there. So that one probably could be made to work. That one could be probably made to work, no problem whatsoever, I don't think. It's the driver's side that's going to be the issue. It'll be the driver's side. All right, let's get back on the game plan, and we'll put some round rod around that. I'm going to put my glasses on. I have, in here, I think I have a piece of square plate with some exhaust pipe welded to it and a piece of round pipe welded to it, and I'll bend things around that. What I just want to look at, and see. I can try for my piece around that, I suppose, but let's go put it in the vise. I'm going to get a pair of vice grips so I can lock my round stock on it, and I'm just going to pull it around, see if I can get a half decent bend on it. If I can get something to fit the pieces that I need, that'll be fantastic. I'll put this back on so it's out of the way. The exhaust manifolds have got me not thinking good stuff. Well, I was thinking good stuff. It's another thing where my head has to go. I have to make or fabricate or fix. Alrighty, pair of vice grips. Running, aren't I, baby? Running. Pair of vice grips. Just bring that right in with me. Probably best. Probably best. Set it right there. See what happens when I put this on there. I don't know. It's gonna be too hard of a bend or what? Way too hard of a bend. Going back to my old method. What I'll try to do, instead of like last time, is I'm going to try to get this round shape and not worry about the length. Just try to get the shape and then go for it. I can always cut it off. always cut it off. Doing a lot of, right, babe. I want to do that. Bend that right there. Do that again. My marker. Got a nice shape right there, and I want it straight from there. I'm going to get my marker. Had my marker out this morning. I know I did. We'll get another one. Now it looks like I'm going to be building exhaust manifolds. So I'm going to say that shape works right there. So I'm going to take the shape out of it, wherever the shape fits. And I want that straight. More shape in her. I don't mind that shape. I like it. I like it. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to say that's good for that one. I'm going to cut this off and use the rest of it for the other side. I'll cut this off later, actually. Or I'll cut it off now because I want this piece here to make another one. So I'm going to cut it off right there. Huh? Thanks, baby. Jolene just said add an inch to that because you want to drill a hole in the back. I'm so happy that you're with me because I'm not really with it today. I'm struggling. So what happened is I marked it there and I was going to cut it off. And Jolene said, don't you need an inch to go inside the car? Yes. So I'm going to go up here somewhere. Thank you, Jolene. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Not right with it, right exactly at this moment, but that's okay. That's okay. Jolene saved me. I'm going to bring this in and try to do the exact same shape as this one, I guess. Ouch. That works. Hoping I can make them the exact same. I'm gonna check this one out. It's good. This one fits on here nice. I want it a little bit long, don't I, sweetheart? All right, let's go add these things on. I think I can always cut it off after. I'm going to clean that off. Show exactly how I put it on. I'm going to turn the air back on. Don't want to, but I'm going to. Open it all the way up. Put that on. Excuse me, sweetheart. I'm going to turn the air on just because I don't want to warp that panel. It's a big thing, you know. I made that panel. I do not want to warp it up. I didn't warp up the center one. I put that on very nice. I use the air to keep myself cool at all times. All right, let's do this. Gonna need the air. Let's get our piece in place. Which piece did I want? Guess it doesn't much matter. This piece here fit nice and long for the ground. And basically all that's doing is rounding the edge off so when I fill it out, it looks good. It's better. Oh, don't want it there. Want to put it in the right place before I weld it on. That's all I want. Alrighty. I'm going to get a pair of vice grips. I had a pair of vice grips in there. Did I bring them back out, did I? Left them in there. Where I have the round rod on the edge, if I have any issue about anything, what I will do is, just not that. I can ground some of the round rod. I got a nicer thing going on here. That's rounder than what I've got that cut. So I'm going to use the round rod and go with that. And I can grind that to make that the best shape possible. So this is how I'm going to do this. I do not want to warp this up at all. I just made it, so I'm going to get it every inch, and then I'll start filling it 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll go in between. Want to keep it cool. I can touch it, so it's cool. Not as cool as Jolene, but it's cool. I'm going to knock the metal back some. You can see it overhanging on the round rod there a little bit. I'm going to knock it back a little bit. You can see it hanging over this way a little bit. I don't want that. So actually, the line that was cut on this did not look that good. But now that I have the round rod on there, I'll be able to grind it so it really looks good. That makes sense, I hope. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's at I'm going to knock that down, make sure it's tight. Just want to make sure all the metal's tight down. That way there, when I weld it on, I can grind it off nice. All right, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and hit it with the air, and then we'll go from there. You know it's cool if I'm touching it. It's got to be cool if I'm touching it or else it'd burn me. Gonna move a little bit. Gonna get right on it. Get right on it. You know it's not hot if I can touch it. Go in between each one. Where I have a little gap going on there, I wouldn't start my welder on the thin stuff. I'll start it on the thick stuff and run over to the thin stuff. Hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for not letting me cut that off, sweetheart. You know where my brain was? On that manifold. That's too bad, isn't it? And my brain was on the manifold. You want to have that air right there too. If you don't have that air there, you're giving it time for the heat to escape. Just hit it on the corner there once. Shouldn't have done that. Blew the heat away. So everything's going to be nice and strong because this is laying on a piece of square stock running down through the middle. You can see the center piece laying on a piece of square stock. This is laying on square stock here. The only place we're not going to have anything is right across here, but we got a piece of round rod that goes in there, and this is screwed up underneath the car. It's going to have lots of strength. And then we got a piece of the rad support goes all across there, so it's well supported. It's well supported. Going back to where I started. Nothing's warped. Everything feels good. I put my hand on it. You know nothing's warped if I can put my hand on it. Ouch. Got me? Spot right there. I thought for sure I had enough room for them manifolds, you know that? Thought for sure. You can always tell too by the distance. I'll show you here in a second. Pull that off. When you're looking at the weld, you can always tell if something's overheated too far or something's going to be warped up. You can tell by the heat ring. That heat ring is very close, you know. It's very close on that. Now you get a heat ring that comes out there, you know that something's going on beyond that because the heat ring's out there. You know that it's probably end up going to be warped, but if you got the heat ring, the smaller the heat ring, the better job that the heat has been contained. Basically what I'm trying to say. So you can look at something and see whether it had too much heat or not. And I can show you by running a bead or running too many tacks on something, how far the heat ring is. You can tell how far the heat got. You can see how far my heat's going. Not very far. Looking after it, I am. Looking it after it with kit and gloves. You know it's not hot if I can touch it. Alrighty, let's do this. Let's grind it off and make it look like something. Show you what it looks like. Flapper wheel. I've been liking the flapper wheel more lately, more and more all the time. Unless I've got a lot of grinding to do, and I'm going to try to take the heads off at first. But where I'm at on the round edge of this, I'm just going to go with the flapper wheel. Find it knocks it off nice. Now you must admit, I got a lot of grinding I can do on that round rod to make that look like anything I want to. Watch yourself, sweetheart. Jolene's got her earmuffs on, sweetheart. Nobody wants anything sharp on their car. You don't want anything sharp on your car at all. I'm gonna round it off. Fine tuning. Alrighty, you can see there's nothing more up there whatsoever. We've got a nice round edge on that now. And you had a little bit of a gap going on there, but we used the round rod to make a nice round shape. So basically what's going on with that one, this is going to go in here. And there'll be a hole. Nope, let's go on this side, sorry. There'll be a hole drilled in that firewall on this side. We've got it held up on this side with square stock. You can see the square stock running in here. So this side's held up with this. Then we'll drill a hole on this side when we put this piece in. It's going to be, so it's going to have to go in like so. It's going to have to go in the hole first and then turned up. So it's going to be fun to get the hole in there. I probably maybe, I wonder if I shouldn't make it easier on myself, put the other piece back on and drill the hole first and then do it that way. I'm not sure. How far are we in? An hour? All right, that's what I'm doing right there. For the next piece, where's the other piece at? From this piece, nope, where'd I put it? I'm lost. I've got other things on my mind. How's that? So that happens sometimes. When I do this piece, maybe what I'll do is I'll put it back in place. Maybe what I should have done on the other side, put it back in place. It's supposed to go underneath that, obviously. And then I can put my hole there before I even put it on. That's what I might do, just to make it easier on myself. I'm going to have to do a little figure in there, I'm going to have to do a little figure in there and drill the hole, just like I drilled on that place there. And I might end up adding this onto this piece to make it center, could be center full time. As soon as I shove the two pieces of round rod in the back of the cow there, that would be in place if it's welded to it. Let's give away a hat or shirt, let's do it. Whew, another hard day for me. It happens. But one thing I will say, I don't let it stop me, you know what I mean? I just come back the next day and just go for it again. And some days you have days like that. I guess mostly what this is, for me, just being kerfuffled this morning, it happens some days when you go to work, you get kerfuffled and things don't go right. Don't quit though. Don't quit, just keep going. Sometimes it doesn't always go forward as you want it to. Sometimes it goes backwards 3 or 4 times. Oh, Fina, come on in. I'd heard you. They're moaning and groaning, I did. And I must thank Jolene for not letting me cut that piece off too short. That was nice. And the reason being is I would have had to made another one. Wouldn't I, baby? I would have had to made another one. So we got to thank Jolene for that, catching me. That air compressor doesn't make me happy. Big Tonka Kid. Big Tonka Kid, you want a hat or shirt of your choice. And the reason being is you put in a comment. I forgot to read Joe Sosa's comment yesterday, and it was Monday. Big Tonka Kid, just shape it till you make it. You got to keep your girl happy and get that Bugatti done. A happy girl would make your world. You're very right. I agree with you 100%. I try to keep Jolene happy as possible because it makes me happy when she's happy. But I must explain something. We're at a point where the Bugatti has to go outdoors, and I have to make a table to get it on so I can do the underneath of it. To get the underneath of it done so I can put it back on the chassis. There is a few things that have to be done to the engine. I want the engine on it, I want the brakes on it, and that sort of stuff. But we are nowhere near going outside yet. For me to get on this car and start rocking it around while it's on that little table is not a good idea. Not going for it. It moves very easy. I have to do things here in order. If I don't do things here in order, I'm going to mess up. And the reason being is the table's not really made for working on. I've got a bit of work done on the outside, on the inside the fenders that I need to get done. Yes, but I want to get it on a table. I bought some steel there for it. But I have to get it outdoors to get it on the hoist to finish the middle of it, to put it back on the chassis. And while we're inside, sometimes me tearing a Jaguar engine apart and detailing it, we don't find it's interesting for car content. It might be, but that basically will come. It will come, yes it will. There's so many more things left to do to this, yes there is, but I really don't feel like working on it on this table. And that's basically where it's at. It has to come down off that table onto a secure table where I can push it around and move it and all that sort of stuff. That's why we kind of keep moving around a little bit. Elvis is a car that I can work on. It's on its wheels. Basically, we'd like to keep the car content. We like to keep good car content, and for me to block something or to fill something, sometimes we don't find that it's enjoyable to watch, and that's basically where it's at. But yes, I am going to get it done, but we are going to wait to get outside to get it on a different table. And I don't apologize. I'm just letting you know what's going through my brain. Like we obviously know that we'd like to have it done too. There's so much work to do to Elvis. Every time I turn around, there's more and more and more. We're trying to keep it good car content by getting the engine in it and talking about the LS, because I know a lot of people are doing the LS. It's my first time, but you can see now I got manifold problems, which kind of buggered me up this morning. I'm kind of thinking, wow, what I got to do there now? I got to do something else, and basically that's what happens when you build a car. It's just one thing after another, and that's what's happening on Elvis. It's one thing after another. Had the louvers on top. Oh, that wasn't good enough. Now I had to make a shaker hood. Now I'm on to something else. Now I'm round rodding the pieces to hold the pieces. That was just one step after another. But we'll get it, and we'll keep good car content, hopefully. And when summer or spring hits, when the snow's gone and we can roll this thing outside, you will see it roll outside. We will make a table for it, and then you will see some more work get done on it. Have a good one, everybody. We're going to look at a car today. That's kind of on my brain too, actually. There's a few things on my brain other than doing what I was doing there. That manifold got me sidetracked. It got me. But anyways, I'll deal with it. Have a good one, everybody.